Special situations. Some voters present a situation that requires additional procedures. When processing voters, some additional special situations may occur. The detailed instructions for these situations are found in either your provisional box or your file box. Let's look at a general overview of these situations and briefly discuss how to handle each one. Curbside voters. Voters who are unable to make it into the polling location may vote curbside, meaning they vote in their vehicle outside the polling location. 2 precinct election officials, 1 Democrat and 1 Republican, will take the appropriate materials and ballot to the voter. The voter will cast their ballot outside, and those same 2 precinct election officials will take the materials and the ballot back inside the polling location and deposit the ballot in the ballot box. Provisional ballots. You've probably heard the term provisional ballot or provisional voter in the past, and maybe you wonder what that is. Provisional ballots allow the Board of Elections to make sure that everyone who's supposed to vote on Election Day is able to cast their ballot. If you, as a precinct election official, are unable to determine if the voter in front of you should cast a ballot or not, processing that voter provisionally allows the Board of Elections to make that determination at a later time. Reasons a voter may have to vote a provisional ballot include not being listed or listed inaccurately in your sign-in station, not having proper ID when voting, your sign-in station instructs you to vote the voter provisionally, and other situations. Not listed correctly in the sign-in station. By law, all new voter registrations and voter registration updates must end 30 days prior to Election Day. If a voter moves within that time period, they need to vote at their new address on Election Day. It's your job as a precinct election official to ensure that the voter is given the correct ballot for the correct precinct for where they live on Election Day. Does not have correct ID. If the voter arrives at your polling location without proper ID, the voter should vote a provisional ballot. Use the chart or the prompts at the sign-in station to determine if the voter has proper ID or not. If the voter knows the last 4 digits of their Social Security number, they may put that on their provisional envelope to serve as their ID. If the voter does not put the last 4 digits of their Social Security number on their provisional envelope, they need to present proper ID to the Board of Elections within 7 days of the election. The sign-in station says to vote the voter provisionally. Occasionally, your sign-in station may instruct you to vote the voter provisionally. Reasons for this include the voter requested an absentee ballot, the voter had certain election mail returned, or, in very rare situations, the voter's legal voting rights are being challenged. Other situations that may arise causing you to process a voter provisionally include a voter who has changed their name but has not informed the Board of Elections of that name change, a voter whose signature does not match the signature on file with the Board of Elections, and a voter who is not supposed to vote at your polling location but demands to vote anyway. Details on how to handle these situations are found in your provisional box. Split precincts. Occasionally, a geographical boundary will run through the middle of a precinct. For example, if school board candidates are on the ballot for that precinct, voters will be issued a ballot with the appropriate candidates for the school district in which they live. As you can see by the examples on the screen, there are many types of districts which cause a split precinct to occur. Some of these districts include cities, schools, courts, fire districts, state House of Representatives, local townships, and state Senate districts. If an emergency situation arises at your polling location, the most important thing is for you, your fellow precinct election officials, and voters to get to safety. However, if a situation arises where you are not at risk of immediate harm, we ask that when you leave the location, you take all voted ballots, unvoted ballots, and records of those who have cast a ballot at your location that day. Your polling location supervisor will lead your team in that situation. Contact the Board of Elections immediately, and we will assist you in this situation. We hope that you've enjoyed this online training series, and we thank you for your willingness to serve democracy and the voters of Montgomery County. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact the Board of Elections.